Welcome to another episode of Standing in the Gaps Highlights. Helping your preteen thrive. Insights from a Standing in the Gaps podcast episode. In a recent episode of the Standing in the Gaps podcast, host Richie Rich Erico and Aaron, the man, featured distinguished guest Zanna Noah. Zanna is renowned for her extensive work in educational ministries and her commitment to helping preteens navigate the often turbulent years of early adolescence. This episode delved into Zanna's valuable insights and practical advice for parents, educators, and community leaders. This episode of Highlights is sponsored by the King's Company and the MoveMaker Toolkit. Picture this: a tool that learns your audience's language, engages them in the conversation, and turns passive scrollers into active participants. That tool is MoveMaker. This Chrome extension is the missing link in your Facebook strategy, a bridge over the gap between content and conversion. It understands the intricacies of digital communication and crafts responses that resonate with your audience, driving up your engagement metrics like never before. Unlock the power of AI and watch as your Facebook page transforms into a hub of activity, where every interaction is a step towards business growth. With MoveMaker, you're not just updating your strategy, you're upgrading it. Check out the King's Company. Link in the description below. Now on with the show. Introduction. The podcast kicked off with Richie emphasizing the significance of their special guest, Zanna Noah, who has amassed years of experience in the education sector and is also a dedicated parent. Zanna's expertise is enriched by her master's degree in education and her practical experience of raising her own children. Richie expressed enthusiasm about Zanna's ability to address the struggles parents encounter while navigating the school system, averting the need for homeschooling. Building a community. Aaron took the baton and encouraged listeners to engage with the podcast by subscribing, sharing comments, and checking out the merch store. He also highlighted the outreach efforts of their podcast, which supports a variety of ministries, including those for widows and orphans in Israel and homeless ministries. Their message is clear: community support is essential in making a tangible impact. Introducing Zanna Noah. Zanna introduced herself and shared her journey as an educator in both Europe and the United States. She talked candidly about her experiences with her own children, particularly the challenges they faced during transitions between schools. This became the catalyst for starting Under His True Light Ministry in 2017, which focuses on aiding preteens. Zanna explained that this age group faces unique struggles, and it's crucial for parents to connect with their children before they become teenagers. Addressing preteen challenges. One of the key points Zanna made was about the various obstacles preteens face today. 1. Defying parental authority. As children grow, they naturally begin to assert their independence. Zanna emphasized the importance of maintaining open communication lines to ensure children feel comfortable discussing their issues with their parents. 2. Physical and hormonal changes. This is a significant period of change that can lead to insecurity and confusion. 3. Broken friendships and lack of friends. Zanna pointed out the loneliness many children experience when transitioning to middle school and the competitive nature that begins around this time. 4. Academic pressure. With the introduction of grading systems and state testing, academic stress becomes prevalent. 5. Competition and comparison. Preteens often compare themselves to their peers and their parents to other parents, which can lead to stress and anxiety. 6. Bullying. Zanna highlighted the evolving nature of bullying, now including cyberbullying, verbal abuse, and social exclusion. 7. Overload from social media. Early exposure to smartphones and social media can significantly affect a child's mental health. Zanna suggested practical measures such as limiting smartphone use and reverting to simpler communication tools like flip phones. Practical solutions and parental involvement. Zanna advocated for a balanced approach where parents use lock systems to limit social media use, but also maintain open communication and monitor behavioral patterns. She emphasized that creating a safe and supportive environment where children can freely discuss their problems is crucial. Additionally, Zanna shared how her faith-based resources are designed to help preteens cope with anxiety and depression by offering practical, scripture-backed solutions. Spreading the word. The podcast host suggested that Zanna's materials and her message should be shared widely, indicating platforms such as TED Talks could be used to reach a broader audience. Zanna agreed that outreach to churches and community organizations is essential for spreading her ministry's impact. Conclusion. In closing, Zanna reiterated the importance of persistent parental involvement and prayer. She urged parents never to give up in their efforts to connect with and support their children, no matter how challenging the circumstances may seem. This episode of the Standing in the Gaps podcast provided listeners with invaluable insights and practical advice for aiding preteens in their journey towards adolescence. Zanna Noah's ministry underlines the power of faith, community support, and open communication in nurturing well-rounded and resilient children. For more resources and information about Zanna Noah's ministries, listeners are encouraged to visit the links provided in the podcast episode's description. For more insights and to stay updated with Standing in the Gaps, listeners are encouraged to like, subscribe, comment, and share their perspectives across various platforms like YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Facebook. Instagram and X are coming soon. Engage with the Standing in the Gaps community and share your thoughts on this timely and thought-provoking discussion. You can comment on YouTube or on the new Standing in the Gaps Facebook group. Check out the merch store where we have some cool t-shirts. The link is in the description. The full episode of Helping Your Preteen Thrive will air on September 17th at 6 p.m. EST. And remember, my friend, the best with a capital B is yet to come.